Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of the day it is for you. I am Eva Marie Everson, CEO of Word Weavers International and the director of Florida Christian Writers Conference. And with me today is...
Hello, I'm Taryn Souders. I am the co-director of the Florida Christian Writers Conference and the president of operations for Word Weavers International.
Oh, yes, she is. And we are looking at more questions. We answered some questions last week. We're going to answer some questions this week. And if they keep flowing in, I guess we'll just keep answering questions. And they're good questions. There are no stupid questions. Let me just reiterate that right now. So please, if you're like, I just don't know, please feel free to just send them to us. We're happy to answer them. We will only laugh a little. Just a little. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Actually, Taryn laughs really hard, and I
do. I laugh a lot. It's like a family joke. They actually think I need therapy, but we kind of
I was always one of those people that I laugh when I'm stressed or there's like a sense of danger.
Oh, so I have laughed at a funeral before. It's not good. And yeah. I don't want to. It just kind of happens.
It just happens. Exactly. And so one of my dearest friends from high school reminds me, anytime I say that, I'm like, yeah, sometimes I laugh at inappropriate times. She and I were driving her grandmother's car, her grandmother's really, really nice car, expensive car. I don't know why she trusted us with this. We were like 16 years old. And Jan ran into a pole and backing up. Yes. And so of course there was this lovely dent in the back of the car in the fender. And I laughed all the way back because I was like terrified that we were going to have to go tell her grandmother, who we both loved very much, that we had wrecked our car. So we didn't go tell her grandmother. We went and told her mother. Mother and tell her grandmother. So yeah, and I just couldn't stop laughing. And it's been quite a few years now because we were 16 at the time. We're both 65 now. And she still brings it up. So I don't think she's ever forgiven me. So
ever the supportive friend.
That was a little rabbit trail, a little personal story. We will try our best not to laugh. Taryn, tell me the first question that you just received.
Okay, the first question we just received is this person, it's been a while since they've been to the conference. They want to know, will there be water, access to ice, access to the all-important drink that we all know is coffee and the
nectar of the gods. Yes.
Nectar of the gods. Yes. So there are coffee stations throughout the entire facility. And there's cream and sugar and the sugar-free alternatives and cups and all of that. So it flows 24/7. If it runs out, we call the help desk. We say help, and they come and they refill it for us. There's a big ice machine that you can add if you want some ice water. There are machines that have bottled water throughout. We have bottled water in the bookstore for sale.
Yes.
You are more than welcome to bring a case of water and leave it in your room. If you're one of those people who just don't like tap water or anything like that, I understand.
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, if you're driving.
Right, that's right. If you're driving,
but if you're driving,
I would recommend, even though they have cups everywhere, I would recommend like bringing a tumbler or something that you can fill with coffee or water if you're one of the healthy ones.
Water,
and that way you'll have it with you no matter what.
Yeah, and one of the things I always make sure that I pack is the little vitamin C packets, like it's like raspberry or oranges, that kind of thing, and add it to my bottled water because you're being exposed to other people, and of course, especially since COVID. But that's something I always make sure I pack and take with me when I go on trips. Yep. So you can have that as well. But we do have in the bookstore, Jessica, who is our conference manager, always brings healthy snacks as well as bottled water and some not so healthy snacks like little bags of chips and things like that. But if you're especially if you're a healthy snack person, bananas, apples, that kind of thing, we will have those for you. Okay. Is that it? That's the question?
That was our first question. Yeah.
That was our first question. Okay. Here's our next question. I see there is a set up time for appointments with agents, editors, publishers, etc. how do we go about doing that? So Taryn, explain to them what happens on Thursday afternoon at 4:00.
Okay, Thursday afternoon is when you're going to be able to sign up for your editors, agents, and publishers. It's going to be in a room 225, I believe, and we will actually have those doors shut while we set everything up. Everyone will have their own schedule in front of them, and I can show you real quick what that schedule will look like, just so you know what to expect. It's going to look something like this.
Yep. Oh, there's Michelle's.
There's Michelle's. It'll have the editor's name and all of these time slots. And it might have some things blocked off if they're teaching a class. Like, for instance, with Dan Walsh, you can't meet with him in the morning because he's teaching a class or he's not there. So pay attention. We do have some people that will still put their name through an X, and I always scratch my head and I laugh and I wonder why I do that.
Yeah, you can't do that. Yeah, if there's an X there, don't write your name there.
Right. But that starts at 4:30?
4:00.
4:00. And we will, once everything's set up, we'll open the doors. We'll let y'all come in groups of 10 to
That's
15.
Right.
We don't want a bunch of people in there at the same time, again, because we are still trying to practice just safety protocols and such. You can sign up for 3. We guarantee you 3 free 15-minute appointments, and you sign up for whoever you want. Hopefully you have researched ahead of time who you want to meet with. Once you've signed your name onto 3 schedules, we ask you to leave the room and we bring in the next bunch of people.
And you can go and get in the back of the line.
That's right. You can get back in line because once everyone's gone through, if there's still openings, you are more than welcome to come and sign up for really however many you want.
And really, there will be openings.
And
people think, oh no, I'm never going to, get to meet with this person. Right. But you will. And also, we encourage you to sit with the faculty members that maybe you could not meet with at lunch or dinner. In fact, I've shared this story several times. I had a relationship with Dr. Vicki Crumpton, who was with Baker Revell, 13 books, and I could not get an appointment with her at Mount Hermon. So I ended up having dinner with her. And that led to a 13-book relationship, and a relationship that went actually beyond just, the professional. We are in fact friends. So you just never know. And then there are those chance meetings. There are those times when you're just, what we call it chance meetings, because I call them God incidences, where, divine intervention happens and you are at the right place at the right time, etc. Don't discount that. I'm telling you, if you trust God with your career, and you should, if you trust God with your publishing journey, and you should, then who you're supposed to meet with will happen. Yeah. It will happen. And who you're not supposed to meet with will not happen. Because sometimes the ones we think are the best for us is not the direction God wants us to go in. So be open to God's direction whenever it comes to setting up meetings. Now, the next part of that question is, and how do we know who will be attending outside of those teaching at the conference? Well, there's a very easy way to know. Taryn, what is that way?
You go to our website and you're going to look. So we have little tabs for the Florida Christian Writers Conference. One of them says faculty. Mm-hmm. And if you click on that, it will tell you, here's all the faculty. Here are all of the editors and agents. These are all the freelancers. These are all the publishers. It's broken down for you. So because it's on the website, who's going to be at that conference. Not every single agent is going to be teaching a class. Right. Some agents are coming in and they're just taking appointments.
Right. And not every single publisher or editor is teaching a class.
Right. So that's why we have the schedule, so you can see what you get to choose from and what those classes look like. But if you want to know about the faculty, you need to go to the faculty page and look there.
Yes. And here's the thing, take your time, get a notebook or a journal or something and click on the individual editors, agents, publishers, freelancers even, because sometimes your freelancers become your best connections. And then write down, notice, they let us know, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm not looking for. One of the biggest faux pas that you can do at a conference is to sit down with an editor or an agent and say, now, what is it you do? You're looking for? that tells them that you didn't care enough to research. And
Right.
that's important. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of their time. When I was as an acquisitions editor, working as an acquisitions editor for Iron Stream Media, specifically within Firefly Southern Fiction, you would be surprised how many people sat down with me and said, here's my novel idea, and I'm reading it, and where's the Southern fiction part of this?
Right.
I can change it to the South. Well, no, you can't. No, I don't think so. If you don't know the South, you don't need to be writing about the South.
Yeah.
And so it just showed me that they had not taken the time to really look into this. But I also had many times where conferees sat down with me and said, so what is it that you're looking for? And that's just an absolute negative thing to do. Just
it's unprofessional.
Go ahead, write it down.
Yeah.
Have a notebook. Do your homework. You've got plenty of time.
Well, and
let me voice homework
real quick, just to support one of our fellow word weavers. We have a word weaver. Her name is Patricia Tiffany Morris, I believe.
Yes.
And she has put together an amazing planning notebook for writing conferences, and she's done one just for FCWC.
Yes.
It's not even expensive. I think it's $6 right now on Amazon.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's definitely under 10.
Yeah, it's under 10, and it's called let's see, the FCWC Conference Notes Journaling and Planning Notebook.
Yes.
Do yourself a favor, especially if this is one of your first conferences.
Mm-hmm.
Go there. It's a great guide to help you. It really is.
Yeah, it's so easy to navigate through, and you will already have your homework. I'm going to tell you a story. One of the things when I first entered this industry about 25 years ago, I had developed a notebook that it was just right for me. And here I was at a the Florence Littauer conference. And I was learning more about being a writer and a speaker and a writer. But I had developed this notebook that was going to work for me. And the leaders saw it and they took note of it. And they're like, what is this that you have? And I'm like, oh, it's just something that helps me navigate through, uncharted waters. For me, they were uncharted. So then when I went to the Christian Booksellers Association International Convention 2 months later, I had developed a notebook for me that was just perfect for that convention. Now, in those days, you were allowed to meet with editors on the floor. And so I had my meeting set up and I had my notes and this and that and what they were looking for, et cetera, et cetera. And someone within the Littauer organization saw me doing this and said, can you tell me again what this is? And I explained it to her, how it was all laid out. And I had my one sheets and my first 3 chapters of my manuscript and my book proposals and all of this. And she looked at me and she said, you're going to be a star. And I didn't know it at the time, but that was a code within the Littauer organization for you're going to make it. Yeah. And so just recently, as you know, just this past month, I received a Lifetime Achievement Award. And she was sitting in the audience. And that meant so much to me to see her sitting in the audience as I was receiving this Lifetime Achievement Award from AWSA. So that's just a little encouragement that I want to give to all of you to do your homework, do it well. Get this little notebook from Patricia Tiffany Morris. It is at Amazon, right?
It is. It is on
Amazon.
It's at Amazon and it's on sale right now. So do it.
Okay. Yeah. So you know what? In our next newsletter, we're going to put a link.
Yeah. Tiffany, by the way, had no idea you were going to say this. So we're just like.
Yeah, we're definitely going to do this. Now, next part of that question is I have done extensive research on the schedule and have also signed up for a few brainstorming with the mentor slots. I just want to stop here and say, be sure to look on the drop-down tab. It is in the top right-hand corner of the word-weavers.com/Florida events page. Click on that, brainstorming with the experts. Study that as well. Okay. We'll put another link to that as well. But if you want to set a time, 30-minute slot to meet with any of these experts that are on this list, this is where you do it. And you want to do it now. If you do not hear back from them in a timely fashion, please let us know. Sometimes your email may go to their spam file. So we definitely want to stay on top of that. We know about technology, et cetera, et cetera. And it's failure. So be sure to look into that. But the next part of that question is, or the next part of that is, will there be agents, editors, publishers outside of those teaching classes, which you just answered, Taryn?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, there will be.
Website. Look at our faculty.
Yes. Okay. So it says, I am entering into genres not previously published in. She's not previously published in, like children's picture books, early reader, chapter books, Bible studies, memoir. And so not sure how that would work.
Yeah, she wants to know, is there one agent, and dealing with agents, is there one agent that works with multiple genres, or does she have to have an agent for, this is my agent for memoir, this is my agent for children's?
No, you do not. You do not. In fact, that is something you don't do. Your agent will represent you no matter what you publish in, if you are the right fit for that agent.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right, Karen, next question.
Well, this is just I'm going to keep this one general. I get a lot of questions about, I don't know what category I should enter in the contest. Can you tell me? No, I can't.
No, we can't.
I cannot tell you what category to enter. I can't tell you who's going to be a judge. I can't tell you what you should or shouldn't put in your submissions. That's up to you, and you just need to make sure that you're following the guidelines. What I can't answer is if you have a question about a specific guideline or something's confusing to you, then I can help you with that. But I cannot tell you what to enter. If your work is, you think it's a Bible study, but maybe it's an unusual Bible study, enter in Bible study, I guess. I don't know. It's honestly up to you. If you think it's going to fit one of two categories, you have to decide.
Well, and part of the reason for that is that if you entered in Bible study, because we said entered in Bible study, and then it doesn't place, you're going to think, like, well, I wish they had told me to enter it in general nonfiction or something like that. So we can't be responsible for your decisions.
And you may only enter one category one time. So don't send me 5 historical fiction pieces that you wrote. The only time where there's a different, is the exception to the rule again is poetry, because your $25 entry fee covers 3 pieces. Same with Devos, your $25 entry fee covers 3 pieces. So that's when it's okay to send me multiple in the same genre. Okay.
All right. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because in the past we did allow that, but I think we, at some point we had to say no to that.
When the same person took first, second, and third place.
Yeah, it was kind of tough. Yeah.
Maybe that's not a good idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Is it too late to sign up for recordings? Absolutely not. All you have to do is go back to the registration page, scan down, go down the page and just click that you want the recordings. Now, you're just going to enter the number 1. It will charge you $20 and then you pay for it. That's it. Now, if you wait until you get to the conference, it's going to cost you a little bit more, not much, but it will cost you a little bit more. But I do encourage you to go ahead and do that, because it will actually have you in our database. Makes it so much easier, less likely that we're going to go, oh, we forgot you or something like that. So the answer to that question is no, not too late.
If I submitted a piece for the scholarship, will I be able to enter a piece from that novel in the contest? Absolutely. But remember that it's always the first chapter. Don't send me like, oh, I'm going to send her chapter 5 because that's my favorite. Like it's the first 1,500 words or 1,000 words, whatever that I don't have it memorized, but
it's 15. I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. Just because you entered it for a scholarship does not make it ineligible. Send it in.
Yes. Okay. There is a Coke floats and conversation time. Yeah, this is our meet and greet, we call it. We do have Coke floats and some really fun music, and we kind of take it all back to the 50s, those, those sock hop kind of days. You don't have to dress up for that. We used to, but you don't have to, because we're also going to follow that up with some editor panels that evening. So no, you don't have to dress up like you're in the 50s. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. But the question is, will it be more business casual attire, a more evening wear type of event? No, everything's casual at the Florida conference. You want to be professional, but you can be casual. The only time most people dress up at the Florida conference is for the Saturday night desserts banquet. And that's when we have our awards ceremony and lots of delicious desserts. And that's when we kind of dress up and make everything real fancy.
So I encourage you to dress up. We have everything from evening gowns to, guys wearing khaki pants and a shirt.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Just don't wear your PJs.
That's right.
Yes, and I love this because she says, I must say I don't often get the chance to dress up since attending military events with enlisted family members. So sometimes it's just fun to dress up.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
All right. If you have reached out to, and Eva kind of already addressed this, if you've reached out to a brainstorming with an expert and they haven't gotten back to you, let us know. That kind of handles that next question.
Yeah.
Don't email them again. Email us and
Right.
we'll nudge them, because like Eva said, it could be going to their spam, and you emailing them again is just going to go right into their spam.
Just go to their spam. Yeah. That will be the nuisance. Okay. Do you have any advice for getting to the conference for people flying in from out of town? I'll be flying into Orlando on that Tuesday, but it's an hour drive to get from Orlando to Leesburg. I'd like to carpool with someone and am willing to split the cost of gas or Uber, but I don't feel super comfortable just posting on the public page.
Well,
go ahead.
Because we have a special face group page.
Yes.
Not public. And I think we mentioned this in our first video, but it's the Florida Christian Writers Conference Writers Facebook page.
Yes. Now it is public, but it's
no one goes there except for FCWC.
Exactly. But we also want you to email us, because we're going to set up a chart so that you guys can connect with each other and hopefully split those Ubers or rental cars, things like that. Look into what is the most cost efficient for you. Okay.
Okay, Eva, where do we go to register or check in when we get there?
Oh, that's such a great question. So if you are driving in, and this is, for me, this is the easiest way if you're not familiar with the layout of the conference center. When you are driving in, first of all, you're going down, I think it's Lake Yale Road. It's County Road 452. And you're going to think you're lost. It's like, I think they moved it. I'm not sure. But finally, you will see the signs for Lake Yale Baptist Conference Center. You are going to probably turn right into that. My suggestion is the road comes in like this and then does like this. My suggestion is to stay right, because if you turn left, there's this one point where you have to continue on to the right, or you go straight, and a lot of people go straight and kind of end up in a field. So just go right, and you just keep going around and around and around and around. You'll see the big lake. It's absolutely beautiful. You'll see the lake. You'll see a building called Raintree on your right. Then you will see the dining hall on your right. And then you will see what appears to be a church. That's McGuire. That is where we're meeting. Pull in either right in front of McGuire or in between the dining hall and McGuire. There are double glass doors right there. That is where you walk in. Registration is right inside the door.
Yeah.
Easy breezy. Easy. Yeah.
What does the event center look like? Is it all one building, or is it many buildings? Do we need a map?
Well, where we meet is all in one building. But then we have, if you're staying on campus, you're in the different dorm areas or hotel type areas. You will get a map when you get there. We will give you a map so you can't get lost.
Yes. And then is there anything else I need to know or any kind of frequently asked question type stuff for first timers? And there is one that I do remember that we should throw in with this is what if they have a special diet, they're gluten-free or vegetarian or something like that?
Yes. So you need to notify us, and then we are going to notify the conference center and let them know who has the dietary issues, etc. Now, if you know, for the most part, most people have found it's a wonderful salad bar there, that the salad bar is just right for them. But please don't email us with, I just really don't like fish, or I just really don't like chicken, or anything like that. They really do have excellent food. The chef was a former chef at Disney. So we're talking some really good food. They've always had good food there. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
No.
Okay. That wraps up our questions for today. We are almost out of time here, so perfect. And if you have questions, please email us at floridacwc@aol.com with I have a question in the subject line, and we will put you in on the next go round. Thank you for joining us today. Bye for now.